you'll start learning not to do this, because right here you're just wasting 1000 shield health for nothing, since they're also contesting the payload here. So it's not like you're moving the payload. Using your shield to as a trade-off, so that you're standing here on the payload and you're taking shield damage when you have a bunch of people on the high ground maybe spamming you, then it's fine to shield, since you're actually getting something out of it. But right now you're not getting anything out of it. You're standing here, the payload doesn't move, and you're losing shield health, and nothing is being done to the threat in front of you. So in this situation, you just hide, you chill, you wait for a few seconds, and then you can maybe push together with your teammates, or maybe you get enough time to have some of your teammates set up over here, like get a crossfire, shoot from some other angles. Maybe someone comes up over here. It's different, of course. Yo, what service do you recommend for teams to VOD review online? Right now, since Visor has discontinued their service and their website is down at the moment, then I suggest using q.gg. They have a live room. They just released their live coaching VOD review room, and it's been in beta for quite a while. Oh, maybe it's still in beta. Yeah, it still says beta. Okay, so it's still in beta, but I think everyone can make use of it. I saw a thread about it on Reddit a few days ago, the Overwatch University Reddit. So definitely go to the live room on q.gg. It has been working quite well for me and my team so far. Okay, so let's see here. Now we're chilling. This is good. Yeah, so now we need to actually put some pressure on them. Nice. This is huge. You're getting protected by defense matrix. This is huge. And now you gotta think about putting up your shield. Perfect. A little bit slow, but it's still kind of okay. Now your shield is dead and you are dead. It's fine. They had the Reaper ult from behind. It happens. You just say, okay, we go next. So, but the reason here, the reason that it took such a long time for you to push, and for like the Reaper had so much time to build up his ult, since you didn't put enough pressure on the enemy team. By moving forward, swinging, and actually being a threat, he would have a way harder time. But oh well, we go next fight. Let's see what happens here. Genji dies. Oh, you have a Bastion. What has this Bastion been doing this entire game? I have no clue. Yeah, now the Genji is dead. I'm not really familiar with how quick people are to react to calls on Shade and Bronze. So maybe, like, if you see this happening and you know that you have five teammates like right next to you, you could probably just wait for a few seconds in here and try to call out to your teammates to just wait and see and let your team regroup just really quick. It's very important to get those 6 versus 6 team fights. But I realize it's comp and not everyone is on voice. It's hard. So sometimes you just have to move forward. But yeah, as you can see here, like slowly moving forward with your shield is doing absolutely nothing. They just destroy your shield and you feel absolutely useless. So a way that you can circumvent this issue is by hiding a little bit more. So you can instead of just walking the obvious route here, that's just straight towards the enemy team, you can instead, if we move back here a little bit, right here, you see there's this way that you can take. It will take you all the way up to high ground here, and then what will happen if you take this way instead is, come on, move forward a little bit. Oh well, is that you'll get pretty much right here before your shield has even taken 1 point of damage. So you'll be able to traverse all of this distance without taking a single point of damage, and then you can drop down right here with your shield at full HP. instead of having to walk slowly towards the enemy team like this and losing all your shield and then being useless. So like managing to find ways to not take damage while moving forward as much as possible when playing Rein is very, very important. And then there's also another neat trick. Fuck, come on, Overwatch. There we go. Another neat trick for playing Reinhardt, and that is shield jumping. So when you want to traverse distance and you know that, oh shit, we have a lot of space to cover here, and you know you're going to take a lot of damage, and you want to preserve your shield health as much as possible, you can use your actual health. So you can use your actual health as a resource here. So instead of hard shielding here all the time, since you have double healers behind you, you have I think an Ana and a Zen. So if you get pocketed, it's actually okay to take some damage to your health. So if you learn this shield jumping technique while trying to traverse distances like this, you will take some damage to your HP, but you have armor, you're pretty tanky, and you have double healers healing you, so they will get ult charge, and you will save your shield for when it actually matters. You're gonna need a healthy shield when you're actually in front of them here. So yeah, just practice in a custom game, like doing this. It's not super hard, but it's a very useful technique to learn. So like I can show here against these bots. Like if we're just walking forward like this, by the time I actually get to the boss, I've lost 200 shield health. And if we try it like this, I've lost like 80 shield health, and I'm already here. So it's a huge difference, huge difference. Let's leave this, and we go again. So now your shield is gonna die, and you're gonna hide. It's fine. While you're hiding like this, you can always try and hit some fire strikes just to get that extra little ult charge. Oh, let me actually go back in here. So a nice trick to get fire strikes in without taking any damage is doing this. So when you are hiding like behind a corner, and you know there are a bunch of enemies there, you can start your fire strike, like you can press E before you, because you know they're gonna be in this area. So you can press E before you actually see them, and then you quickly hide again. So that way, like you reduce the amount of time you are in their sight lines. So like you press E here, and then you move back in. Like they see you for like half a second. They can deal like maximum 50 damage, unless they're a Widowmaker hitting headshot. Then you might take a bunch of damage, but at least it's better than like going out, looking at them, popping fire strike, and then going back in. That's also a pretty neat trick you can use when you're hiding around corners like this. This is also a very nice place. So as you can see here, the payload standing here, and you have a very narrow choke here next to the payload. So aiming your fire strikes down lanes like this, where you know there's gonna be a bunch of enemies, is very useful. If you shoot your fire strike here, I assure you, you will hit like at least 3 people every single time. And that would have given you shatter, and then you can actually shatter behind the payload here. You can stand behind the payload and be in relative safety, and then shatter everything here, and then start cleaving everyone. That would have actually been a pretty sick play here. Yeah, like they have no shield to hide behind. There we go. But unfortunately, Roadhog wrecked you. Yeah, it feels like Bastion is not playing the game. Oh shit, you're evolving. You are evolving in game. Okay, never mind. You actually had the right idea there. You had the right idea of going up on the side. Huge. Now we just need your Bastion to actually deal any damage. Come on. I believe in you, Bastion. Reaper is behind? Could have maybe been a good idea here to chase the Reaper. If you listen to the sound cues, you can hear Reaper using his shift. So right here, he uses his shift and he's walking behind you. He's going into the mega health pack room. So that means the Reaper is probably low HP and he's retreating and he's scared. So if you and the rest of your team can actually chase him down and kill him, that's a huge pick. Oh, now you have trance. This is the time to fight. There we go. Huge. We're doing it. Damn, this is very dangerous. Or well, it's a very dangerous habit to have at least. Let's see here. It's like right now you have trance and you're heal buffed. There's literally no way you die. So this means the only two buttons you should be pressing or holding is the W and your left click. You just want to deal as much damage as possible here. So that's huge. Shielding the Reaper ult is huge. But then again here, as soon as the Reaper dies, W mouse 1. W mouse 1 until everyone is dead. It's like you're kind of like running in a circle here and not running towards them. Like you have nothing to be afraid of. You just run toward that guy and you press W until he dies. He's probably gonna sprint away, but he's actually around this corner. You can actually see his little healing station there. So he's actually around this corner, low HP, and you pushing up here would maybe kill him or at least prevent him from healing up to full. Yeah, this corner is pretty good to hold. You have a mega health pack right next to you here that you can use in case of emergency. But other than that, it's pretty good. And then same thing here. In like enclosed spaces like this, this is a juicy fire strike location. Juicy fire strike location, especially against the Brig. Like Brig can't take any damage, but your fire strike doesn't give a shit about her barrier. So very important to deal damage like to Brigs. Reinhardt is actually a very strong hero against Brig, and Brig can be very oppressive at the lower ratings. So you as a Reinhardt, don't be afraid of a solo Brigade. But yeah, so like chasing a soldier that can just run away from you when you have a Brig who can't run away from you right next to him. Here we go. Now we're attacking the Brig. Nice. Nice, shielding the Reaper. Reaper is a bit sketchy, a bit dangerous to fight as a Reinhardt, since, yeah, as you know, he has 50% lifesteal and he clicks you for like 300 damage per shot. So Reaper, I would pretty much never advise taking 1 versus 1 duel against Reapers. You just always shield and you jump backwards and you scream at your team to help you with the Reaper. That's pretty much the only thing you can do. Unless you have Shatter, of course, or you hit him with a ping. Hey, nice. We're almost shield jumping a little bit. I like it. And he dies. Awesome. And now your Bastion's set up on the payload, though. For the first time, he's actually set up in a good spot. So now you pretty much just, well, where is he now? What is he doing? I saw him on the payload a second ago. Where did your Bastion disappear to? No. What? Did he actually set up behind you? Oh. What? How did the Bastion end up over here? I have no clue. But that was not good. That was not good. Huge fire strike though. Okay, here comes the Nano Blade. Huge Nano Blade. They were actually not looking at you here. When enemies are not looking at you, that's a perfect moment to hit that shatter This is actually pretty good. Like just shattering these two would 100% secure you this point, since you would be up. Like you got the Reaper, he gets the Junkrat, you get 2 more kills, then you would be 5 versus 2. So that's easy game. Don't be afraid to use Shatter to just kill one or two players, gamers, since Shatter is such a fast charging ult, and you usually won't be getting a lot of value out of it, especially when teams have another Reinhardt or something. Okay, you thought it would be over-ulting, that's why you didn't. Yeah, that's a good point, but in this case, since your payload is already in the middle, by shattering and securing this fight, there is absolutely no way they can contest. So you're gonna get this entire point for free. So yes, it is over-ulting, but it is securing you the point. Like the Nano Blade only got 1 kill, so sometimes you're gonna have to like assess the situation, and if your ults aren't getting enough value, like sometimes people just miss their ults, and you can't be stuck at like, oh, but we said we will only use X and Y ult, so now I can't ult ever. I have to wait for next fight. Sometimes you do have to assess the situation, like, okay, shit, our Nano Blade got nothing, or not enough in this case, and now he's actually gonna die here to the Anti-Nade and to the Brig Bash and shit. So you used 2 ults, and the only thing you got for it was a trade. Your Genji got 1 kill, but he died for it. So in that case, definitely a good idea to shatter. And it's still a really good idea to shatter. You have 3 people in front of you. Okay, here comes the trance though. So since you hesitated so much with the shatter, the Zen felt forced to trance to save you guys. And the D.Va felt forced to bomb as well. So definitely do not be afraid to shatter. You can pretty much shatter on cooldown. It is a super huge value ult if you actually hit it, but it's so hard to hit that it usually doesn't get a lot of kills. Like just getting 1 or 2 is more than enough. I try to aim for 2 at least, most of the time. Then now we're shielding our Bastion. Oh shit, not quite. We're almost shielding our Bastion. Oh no, he jumped it! Unlucky. Nice awareness though. You did hear the Riptire, and you tried to aim for it. He just he outplayed you. A little trick though, a little trick against Riptires is it's usually to wait until they jump, because 9 times out of 10 Junkrats will be doing some weird shenanigans, like they will be like climbing up the walls, or like climbing up here and then jumping through here. They'll usually do some kind of jump. So if you wait until they have actually started to jump, then it's very easy to aim for their like the trajectory. So here you see the jump, it's gonna like come straight at you, and by aiming like up here, it's an easy hit. But okay, so here on this point, like I would say Rein is actually not super good on the first and second point of this map, unless you have a team comp that actually works well with Reinhardt. But on this part of the map, Reinhardt is really good, really good. Oh, that was a fat fire strike. So okay, what are we waiting for here? Our Bastion maybe? Oh, we got no mech, so we lost mech and we're waiting for Bastion. That's fine, that's fine. So in situations where we're waiting for a regroup and like waiting for everyone to stick together, then you don't actually need to shield. Like your shield is a precious resource that you need to save for when you're actually pushing in, and when you actually want to take a fight. Because if you shield like here when everyone's regrouping, and then when you actually want to push at 6, your shield is at like 500 HP, and you're like, oh shit, but I can't go in, then you're gonna have a bad time. like shielding him when he's anti-nated, that's fine. Like help him. But then like as soon as the anti-nade wears off, and especially when you see Hog ult, as soon as you see Hog ult, you drop that shield, because what's gonna happen when you drop shield against a Hog ult, the thing that's gonna happen is that you get knocked the fuck back, and it's actually gonna save you. So this Hog ult is really bad. If you just quickly drop your shield here, you're gonna be knocked back all the way outside, and you can hide behind the corner and be safe from this ult. You just wait it out and then you go in again. Ooh, charging right into the trap. And your shield is low. So that's a rip. Oh, and that's a dead team. That's fine, that's fine. Just regroup. You don't show yourself, don't flash your shield. You can hit the D.Va, that's fine. You get some ult charge. Oh, the Ana just went in and died. Okay, okay. Okay, we're trancing, we're blading. Doing everything. Nice pin. This one's huge. He's dead. And now we have Shatter for the final push. I believe. I believe. Yeah, this is another situation here that you're actually not shielding anything here. Like you have a D.Va behind you, you have an Ana and a Zen like super far behind. They're so far behind that your shield isn't actually protecting them from anything. So you're kind of shielding yourself, but you don't actually need to shield yourself. Like a solo Junkrat isn't really going to do anything, and you can just as well, since you're all pushing the payload for free here. There's actually nothing happening here, so you can just stay like behind the payload or behind the corner. Well, at least close to your teammates is probably better. So it's like standing on the payload and just try to dodge the Junkrat mines by yourself without having your shield up, so that you keep your shield health up as much as possible. Okay, nice. Okay, let's see here. Some stuff with the. It's a pretty nice shatter, but target prioritization here. We have a big juicy tank with a lot of HP and a lot of armor, and we have a bunch of squishes that die to 1 nano boosted fire strike. I guess it's on cooldown here, but at least walk over and swing at them. In this situation, it is definitely crucial to get those supports. I guess the D.Va bomb does finish it off, but in another situation, maybe those supports survive with 1 HP and they start popping ults and shit. Who knows? Always go for the squishes in the shatter, and then, or well, the normal combo that you have. Let's say that the left guy here, the left guy is a tank, and the right guy is a squishy. So the usual thing you want to do after you have shattered is to swing and fire strike on the squishy to like finish the squishy off, and then you pin the tank. And you want to pin last because you want to wait until the Earth Shatter stun wears off. So when the Earth Shatter is active and people are on the ground laying down and are stunned, all of the damage you're dealing isn't giving you any new ult charge. But if you wait until the stun wears off, then you will be getting ult charge for that last pin. So you shatter, you swing fire strike, and then you charge the last one. I did it a bit slowly there, but you get the point. I can do it faster here. Gimme the shatter. Oh shit. I thought I would I thought I would get stuck on the railings. No. There we go. Okay. Let's do a fast one here. I wonder if Shatter actually goes through this thing. Oh well. And as you can see, the last one here, I can't show you with my mouse, but I got 10% for the pin there on the last guy. That's the normal combo. Of course, you aren't supposed to do that every single time, but if you do have a tank still alive at the end of the pin, then do go for that. No, at the end of the shatter, then do go for that pin. Huge kill. High priority targets. Oh, that pin. You're carrying super hard. Oh my goodness. Okay, so going for the Junkrat there. Mucho bien. And then shielding while you were purple, like at the end here. Was a little bit risky though. You dodge the trap, you kill the Junkrat, you shield yourself. Like, this was great. I wonder though why the Ana just forgot about you. Like, she's the one who got you down to 1 HP. And then she just stops looking at you. She could have easily killed you with like a melee or whatever. But oh well. You hit an insane pin here. Oh, and you get the tire. Actually crazy. You need to swing, my friend. Swing on that, Lucio. There we go. You don't give a shit about a baby diva tickling you in the back. Kill that, Lucio. Okay, that's a good shield. And now we swing. Oh, I believe. Oh, huge. Oh, huge. No, swing. Oh, shit. Are you actually gonna lose this game? What a disaster. Oh, no. What a disaster. You carried that so hard. Oh, my goodness. Oh well, it was a decent attack. Decent attack. You can definitely win this. I believe. I know it's a loss, but I believe. You have to believe. Okay, we're playing Orisa here. Okay, I like it. Orisa, we have Genji, we have Ana Zen again. And this Bastion is... Your Bastion is like pretty much throwing the game on purpose, feels like. But it could, of course, also be someone extremely new to the game. Let's not be toxic. Yeah, maybe not yell at him, but kindly, but firmly tell him to set up behind the shield. It is definitely advisable. Okay, so some decent aim, Not using halt enough. And how is your Bastion dying to a Reaper? Like, what's going on? Where is he? Okay, when you're halting, that's something we can talk about here. Let me see here. Where is he? She. So when you're halting, you actually don't need to stop shooting, because it takes a while for your projectiles to actually reach the target. So when you're halting something, you keep shooting. That way your projectiles like are already on the way to where the ball is gonna pull them to. Like you can shoot all the time. I'm wasting a bunch of shots here, but just to show you the difference. Like if you first right click and then pull and then start shooting, like they're gonna move away. So you can start shooting. Let's see, if you right click, you start shooting, and you pull them in, and that's when you get kills. It's like using halt pretty much off cooldown is very important to be able to deal damage to people hiding around the corners. Oh, that was a nice anti-nade. Nice, you're contesting the payload. So yeah, this Ana here, for example. It should be pumping in damage into her face. Like, she should not be able to stand here and like scope in. She's very slow, and she has a very easy to hit crit box. And then as soon as she tries to go either left or right to like dodge your shots, you pop that halt, and you can at least get her down to like 10% HP. Or at least force her to use nade on herself. But she actually used nade on you, so she doesn't even have nade. She's actually killable here. Right, so now we're just contesting payload. That's fine. Your team's all dead. You can't do much. Let's see, a retake here. So Bastion goes and dies, Ana goes and dies. You won't be able to touch in time. Unlucky. It happens. Yeah, now is the time to move the fuck back. Like, you're still down your Bastion, I think. And the positions that you want to set up when playing Orisa is usually high ground. So I know that you pushed up here and tried to cap or try to contest last point. So in this situation it's fine. I'm just saying for next time. If you know that you won't have enough time to set up for an attack on the first point, you want to try and get as good of a position on second point as possible. Let's actually hop into the map here. This is a little bit map specific, but play, green browser, create, settings, maps, route 6 E6 start. So this is a little bit map specific, but you can still use the general thought process and an idea behind it. So let's see here. If the enemy team, well, pretty much always, but especially if the enemy team is using some kind of, or playing some kind of like Reinhardt composition, then setting up on high ground is very important. So a very common spot where Orisa is usually set up is right here, because you have an easy cover here to hide behind in case your shield gets destroyed. And like, you can have your DPS stand over here, get a bunch of damage in, and you can have your supports sit here behind cover. Like, they have unlimited cover over here, and they can like pump healing into whoever needs it in front of them. So this is a very common spot. You could even push up even further. Like, maybe you can start the fight over here, just so that you get an angle over here, and you get an angle on the people like pushing the payload. But then as soon as your first shield is starting to go down, then you move back and you set up over here again, and then you can shoot at people here, pull them out, you delete them. Because this way, if they're playing a Reinhardt composition or a Brawly sort of composition, they don't really have an option to actually deal damage to you. You can deal as much damage to them as you want, and they have to like do all of this crazy rotation. They have to like they have to hide under here. They could do this, like they could go up these stairs and come out behind you. Maybe they have a Reinhardt start swinging at you over here. But if you notice the Reinhardt like leave the payload and like do some kind of the stupid rotation to come at you from behind, well, you can just set up over here. You don't give a fuck. So you wanna keep yourself as far away from like Reinhardt as possible. But if they're playing something like a Winston or a Hammond or like a dive style composition, then yeah, then you can pretty much just sit here and they will be forced to jump on you. And a pretty good tip when you have monkeys or divas flying towards you, what you can do is halt them off the high ground. So they're gonna be jumping on you. But if you pull them off the high ground, you can do it either this way, or to maybe usually divas have defense matrix. active while they're flying against you, so you can wait out the defense matrix and then like pull them off this side. That way you're gonna have a monkey down here on the low ground that you can just spam with damage, and he can't even touch you. That's also a pretty neat tip. Okay, we're shooting the discorded diva, that's fine. And you actually have your ult ready. Oh, nice. Doesn't look like you need it. I'm not sure if you know this as well, but fortifying against Hog ult is very dangerous, since fortifying makes you immune to knockbacks. He can just walk into your face and spray you down with his with his wide damage ult. So don't fortify ever against Roadhogs. You just let them knock you back super far back, and you take 0 damage. Okay, so let's see here. So after you won that first fight, you actually have time to set up. So that's a perfect opportunity to go up on the high grounds here above you, or over there. Doesn't really matter, but at least being on the high ground is very good for Orisa. Oh, your Zen is feeding. Nice. Get a huge kill. And we're reloading for 3 million years while we're nanoed. Oh no, that's a disaster. Huge pull on the Reaper though. Good shield? Hey. You've actually got some pretty decent cooldown usage. I'm impressed. Yeah, so just imagine how different this would have looked if you're set up over here. Like their Mei has no way to get up here. Reaper can teleport, I guess. Reaper could maybe teleport up here or teleport to the roof and then drop down on you. But Roadhog can't really get up. He's just gonna be stuck here shooting at your shield. And same thing with their Ana. It actually makes a huge difference. Oh, and he trances after you're dead. Oh no. What a disaster. Nice. Oh shit. Oh no. You're dead. Unlucky. Like in these situations, it's absolutely okay to die. Like don't be afraid to die. Like dying as quickly as possible is an art form and a skill that's needed in Overwatch. Sometimes you do want to die as quickly as possible. Well, maybe not as quickly as possible, but at least you don't wanna try and like escape here. Like there's absolutely no point. You will die anyway. And by trying to escape and surviving even longer, you will stagger yourself. So your entire team is respawning right now, and they're grouping up here to protect third point. So just you barely manage to touch before they cap, but if they do manage to cap, you just say, okay, unlucky, I didn't manage, it's fine, I die, I go next. Okay, the diva actually decided to disengage. That was interesting. I thought the diva and the bastion would dive with you. Now, okay, we're swapping to Rein on third point. That's absolutely fine. I was just about to say that Rein is amazing on third point, so usually swapping to him is a good idea. Your bastion really does not like to set up. Like, okay, he's actually set up now. Oh no. The diva was too slow. It's okay, just a slight thing here. So you know what I said before? When playing Reinhardt, you love corners. So corners. Where do we have the corners on this map? Let's actually open up Stat Banana. Or I can just go into the game instead. This is easier. Reinhardt. Okay, so on this point we have one big corner that's ultra super good, and it's this one right here. So this corner is really good because well, you can hide behind here. You can contest the payload from this corner here without taking a bunch of damage from all of the red people that are standing over here. So you can contest the payload pretty safely from this position, and you can have all of your backline hidden and safely set up back over there. So just try to hold this corner for as much as possible. So you charge over here, and then you kind of like move forward a little bit, but then as soon as the payload like gets to here, you start moving backwards. And all of this time you're moving backwards, and they're pushing the payload for free. They're pushing the payload all the way like over here, while you're just slowly backing away, and then you deal with the Reaper and all of that shenanigans. So it's very important to actually contest the payload, and you want to try and contest the payload in as advantageous position as possible when playing on defense. And then the second corner I guess you can play around is this one here. So you're kind of hidden here. You can like get some time to recharge resources and wait with your shield. And then as soon as the payload comes to around here, then you can move out again and you shield and you contest the payload. Like you are here as an anchor for the team to play around and to be a presence on the point that the attackers have to deal with. Like they have to kill you before they can push the payload. But if you are moving backwards by yourself and not forcing the enemy team to actually deal with you, then they're just happy. They're like, okay, the Reinhardt isn't even contesting, we can just ignore him and keep pushing the payload for free. So you have to actually be a presence on the point that the enemies have to deal with. And when they try to deal with you, that's like when you start swinging and dealing damage, and since you're holding a corner, they don't really have another option than to go into your swings. Same thing here, like you're contesting payload, you're swinging, you're shooting fire strikes down the lane, you're being super annoying. And then same thing like here, this one isn't as good because it's a bit of a weird corner, but I guess it works kind of okay. You fight here again. And then the last one I guess is over here. Like you have your spawn over there and over there. You can have your supports maybe here or hiding up here, healing you. You can chill here, recharging your shield, and then as soon as you have shield up again, you can test the payload. And this is probably the last fight before they actually cap. Well, this corner could work, I guess, as well. But yeah, you pretty much never want to stand in the open. Like standing like this is really bad, because if you do get like maybe stunned or hacked or surrounded or anything, you have a very long way or a very long distance to cross before you're in safety. But if you're always like fighting around this corner, then like as maybe you're pushing, you're dealing some damage, you almost got a kill, and then oh shit, I'm in danger now. You just hide here, and you don't even need to shield yourself, and you wait for your healers to heal you up. Same thing over here. Like you're fighting, you're dealing damage, and then oh shit, now I'm low on HP, and you just take 2 steps back, and now you're safe. So try to be as close as natural cover, or as close to natural cover as possible. That's my biggest tip. Okay, let's see. So now we have another fight. Oh no, wait, this is the one we already looked at. Yeah, you get the Reaper, and then the Mei. You kill the Mei. Easy game, and now you set up here. This is good. This is good. So here you don't actually need to shield. This is also like one really important point. If they're standing over here, they're actually not a threat to you, since you still have this corner. It's only when they actually push up and like are standing over here, actually shooting at you, that you need to shield. Because the only thing that you're shielding here is well, the payload kind of. You're only shielding the payload. You could just be standing here and waiting for them to actually push, and then when they are a threat, when they are pushing the payload, that's when you keep your shield up. So right now they already took 400 HP from your barrier here, for without you gaining anything from it. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. They pop Rotogult, you get knocked back, and you do not want to do this. Holding shield and moving towards him is gonna just pop your entire shield, and then you're gonna be defenseless. So yeah, you almost did it correctly there. So you just let yourself get knocked back. Let yourself get knocked back, and take a small amount of damage to your armor. That's fine. You get healed up, but keeping your barrier alive is very important. Very important. Oh, nice dodge on the hook. Oh, you actually get the pin. That was an absolutely crazy pin. Yeah, like a solo diva, you just swing on that shit. Nice. Now you gotta watch out though. Nice. Oh my god, you have the beautiful opportunity. No. Unlucky. Oh, bam. Huge bomb though. But with trance as well. Unlucky. Definitely wasted trance. Let's see it. Yeah, just a little quicker on the trigger finger here with the shatter. Like, this situation is absolutely perfect. You have a sleeping Roadhog, you have a Diva in front of you, you have a 1 HP Reaper, and the Moira is moving forward here to heal the Reaper, so you'd probably hit the Moira as well. But yeah, when you get nanoed, like, did you see that? As soon as you get nanoed, everybody reacts. The Diva goes here, the Roadhog starts moving back, the Reaper pops his Wraithwalker. So the nano kind of gave it away. Yeah, don't forget to fire strike when you hit shatter. Let's see it. So right here. Here you have a pretty good fire strike angle. Like before you're actually in range of swings, you definitely want a fire strike. So here you have a fire strike that can actually hit both the Hog and the Reaper. Yeah, it worked pretty good. Worked pretty well. So let's see here. Oh, you gotta charge away. Unfortunate. Where was the rest of your team? Okay. They were standing there, kind of. Unlucky. Yeah, you gotta be very fast to react when you hear Mei ult. Your only option is to charge out of it. Like, charge the hell away into your base and try to get out of the Mei ult. Especially since your Zen used trance. If you had trance left, then maybe you could survive that. But getting frozen is a death sentence. Nice pin. Oh, the sleep on the Reaper ult. Huge. And the teabag. That's huge. Oh no. Unfortunate. Nice shielding the Mei. But probably gotta shield your Bastion as well though. Oh no, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. It's over. Oh no.
Diva, stay on the point.
This was a really hard game. Actually a really hard game. Your Bastion was probably not having his brain installed correctly. Unfortunate. Like the enemy team didn't even have any kind of shield, and they repeatedly walked out into the open on the payload. They should get shredded in 0.5 seconds. But it happens. It happens. You get games like these sometimes. But it was still pretty close. Like, it was still a pretty close game. You played this surprisingly well. So yeah, you just gotta. You didn't notice how little Bastion did. Unlucky. Yeah, that was not a good performance from the Bastion, unfortunately. But yeah, you just gotta keep in mind what you're actually shielding, and if you're getting any value out of holding shield. I think that's the biggest issue with the Reinhardt so far. And like, don't be afraid to actually put some pressure on the people like standing next to you, so that you're not just rectangle man. Otherwise, they're never gonna be afraid of you. And yeah, when it comes to Orisa, you try and take that high ground, and remember to use halt a little bit more to try to deal damage to people that are annoying and hiding behind corners, and to slow them down. Like, it slows people tremendously as well, so you can get a lot of free shots in. So remember to like keep shooting, and when you're right clicking, so you don't like completely stop shooting and then right click and then pull them in and then start shooting, because that way you're gonna miss a bunch of shots and some potential DPS. Yeah, I think those are the biggest things to work on. Would be cool to see how you play Winston. I'm guessing you're a main tank, main. If you're playing Rein and Orisa, so seeing Winston could be cool. I think Winston is way easier to get a lot of value from when playing in bronze. But definitely when you are in bronze, you as a Reinhardt, you're gonna be way more of a DPS than you're gonna be a Mr. Rectangle Man, since you can't really expect bronze level bastions to actually do anything. So you're gonna have to put matters into your own hand, and swinging is gonna be important for that. You build up ult charge, you get a bunch of free shatters, especially since you're gonna have a bunch of weird team comps like you had in this game. You're even worse with